Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a three-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a three-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a three-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Erik Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty's just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Erik Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Erik Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Erik Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Erik Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Erik Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Erik Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Erik Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Erik Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the 4th Sunday. Unieski Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas and won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the fourth Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas, won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild-card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the fourth Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back of division-leading Boston in the East. Baltimore is just 12-19 on the road, 3-6 against the West this season. The Birds return home after Thursday's travel day to host a 3-game interleague series when Colorado visits Camden Yards. The Mariners won 3 of 4 against Texas, won 9 of their last 13 to keep within striking distance of the division-leading Angels. Seattle just 2.5 back of Detroit in the wild-card race. Eric Bedard is 4-3 with a respectable .367 ERA, enters his 13th start of the year with a 12-inning scoreless streak that includes 8 shutout innings at Kansas City in his most recent start. The lefty is just 1-3 in 4 career starts versus Seattle and has allowed 12 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez makes his 7th start of the season and 5th since returning from the DL. The 21-year-old is 2-1 in 3 career starts against Baltimore, but has yielded 11 earned runs on 21 hits over 17 innings against the O's. Lefties are hitting .279 off Felix this season and have hit 2 of 3 home runs he's allowed. Brian Roberts went 3 for 4 Sunday afternoon, is hitting 27 of his last 30 games to raise his average to .320 on the year. Closer Chris Ray served up a walk-off 2-run homer to Vlad Guerrero yesterday for his 4th blown save of the season. Ray converted 33 save opportunities last season, blowing just 5. Raul Ibanez extended his hitting streak to 11 games with a single in the fourth Sunday. Yuniesky Betancourt doubled twice in the series finale against Texas, extending his hitting streak to a career-best 15. Ben Broussard is a career .375 hitter versus Baltimore, including 2 home runs and 10 RBI in 18 games. Adrian Beltre still listed as day-to-day with that sprained thumb he suffered Friday night. It's the Orioles and Mariners, Bedard versus Hernandez. Game time 7:05 in Seattle. You can see it live on MLB.TV beginning at 10 Eastern. The Baltimore Orioles and Seattle Mariners begin a 3-game series tonight at Safeco Field. Great pitching matchup in this one. Righty Felix Hernandez gets the start for Seattle. Baltimore counters with Eric Bedard. Game time set for 7:05 in Seattle. The Orioles have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They sit 11 games back.
45 minutes ago, the roof was closed here at Safeco Field, but it's been opened up. As you can see, some iffy weather out there. But at least we're going to start this ball game with the roof open. First of a 3-game series between the Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles. And a look at the American League West standings to stay 5.5 back. The Mariners had to win 3 out of 4 from Texas, and they did because the Angels won 3 out of 4 from the Baltimore Orioles. To you all, welcome. A happy Monday to you. The Baltimore Orioles flying into town, and 2 clubs playing kind of opposite baseball at the present time.
Well, they really are. You look at the Baltimore Orioles. They're 3rd in the league in starting pitching so far. Their pitching has really been hot over the last month, and we know the Mariners, what they've been doing over the last 3 weeks, scoring a lot of runs and really swinging the bats well. We're going to see what's going to happen tonight.
What a battle of number 1 pitchers. We've got that for you here this evening as we look at the pitching matchups. First of all, Eric Bedard for Baltimore, Felix Hernandez for the Mariners.
Well, Felix, as we know, since he's been back from the DL, has not been as sharp as we've seen him before he went on. His stuff is fine. He just has to locate his fastball a little bit better. He's looking to rebound from that last start that you see right there.
And Eric Bedard, the big Canadian, a 15-game winner last year.
Well, he has some really good stuff for a left-hander. The good news for the Mariners, they're 9-3 against lefties, but this guy's been hot. In May, he had an ERA of 1.71. He's a strikeout pitcher, 2nd in the league in strikeouts. Look for a lot of fastballs and a really good curveball out of him.
Could be an interesting ball game. The strengths of the 2 teams, well, more on that. Let's check in with Dave Sims.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Tonight on stage, one of the great baseball axioms, good pitching stops good hitting. We'll find out as we take a look at our Chevy storylines. Take it back to May 8th. A lot of things have happened since then. The Mariners are on fire. .311 team batting average, 2nd in the big leagues. 6 runs per game, 2nd in the big leagues. Little theme going here because since May 8th, the Orioles have been 2nd in 2 key categories as well, team ERA and opponent's batting average. It should stack up to a good matchup for these 3 games here in early June. When we come back, Dave and Mike will take a look at the starting lineups and have the first pitch. This.
First and Edgar, and that is the home of Safeco Field and the home of the Seattle Mariners. And Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Dodge, Grab Life, by the Horns, by AT&T. Singular's name is now AT&T. Your world delivered. And by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. Ah, boy, does that look good, huh? Nice hot kettle corn. A nice little sweet tang to it when you eat it. Run down and get me a box of it, will you? Well,
I'd be happy to, right at the commercial break.
Okay. There he is, Felix Hernandez, making his way over toward the dugout. Let's look at the lineup.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Yeah, Ichiro leading off. You can see he's DHing tonight. Jose Lopez, what a day he had yesterday. 4 for 5, double, 3 RBIs. Guillen, Ivania Sexton, Jojima Betancourt, Bloomquist starting at third, and Ellison's getting the start in center field tonight.
So the Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles losing a tough ball game yesterday, and the Mariners are familiar with the way they lost it. A 2-run, bottom of the 9th home run by Vladimir Guerrero. Back with more. Our first pitch right after this. On FSN is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Les Schwab, celebrating 50 years of pride in performance. And by Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. For information, go to emeraldqueen.com. Dave Nias, along with Mike Flowers, first of a 3-game series with Baltimore. Let's look at the lineups, Michael.
Save for Sammy Perlazo tonight. Yeah, see Brian Roberts leading off, having a very good year. You see what he's done against the Mariners. Peyton Markakis, Tejada, Millar, Huff, Mora, Hernandez, and Patterson hitting 9th. Then our Rico scouting report on Felix Hernandez. You can see that he's struggled since he's returned from the DL. Hasn't been as sharp as he was earlier. Just 5 innings pitched. You can see it's been the guys at the top of the order that have done the damage against him. And, of course, the guys playing behind him tonight, Ibanez in left, Ellison getting the start today in center field, Guillen in right, Bloomquist at third, Betancourt, Lopez, Sexton at first base, Kenji behind the plate, and Felix Hernandez is behind them, or on the mound. See Felix's season numbers. They were really good before he went on the DL, but has steadily been going up with his ERA. Hopefully he'll get things going tonight with a little better command. See his last outing against the Angels. His problems were early in the game. See these pitches are up, just a little nubber.
Guerrero with a rock.
See, everything is up in the zone. Hopefully he'll be able to get the ball down tonight.
So here we go as Brian Roberts, the switch hitter, will step in and start it off for the Baltimore Orioles. Roberts has been on 105 times. That's more than any leadoff hitter in baseball, as he is having a fine year hitting at .320. And the first pitch drops over the inside corner, a good sinker at 94 miles an hour for a strike. 66 degrees at game time. Strike two. So it's cooled off. The weather not really a factor here this evening, but some interesting dark clouds overhead out toward our left. Fly ball to right field, and back on the ball is Guillen, and he'll get out there at the warning track and watch it take a bounce and go back into the stands for a ground rule double. So Brian Roberts on an 0-2 pitch puts some thunder into it and picks up a ground rule double.
We're going to look at a couple of the top leadoff hitters in the game. Roberts, as Dave mentions, .320 batting average. You can see right there it's an 0-2 pitch that he leaves up in the zone. See, it's a little cloudy out today. It's weird out. We've seen a couple balls head out in right center field, and it's drifted away from Guillen. I don't know if there's something going on with the wind in the ballpark or the air that's circling around. It looks like he has a beat on it, and then it just takes off away from him.
And this is Jay Payton, who shows bunt but takes outside. Payton's been hot lately. He's hit in 12 of his last 13 games. 3 for 6 against Felix Hernandez.
Typically, you won't see, especially in the American League, anybody bunt early in the game. But with the two pitchers going today, guys are going to scratch out runs if they can.
There is a bunt, and that'll be a very successful sacrifice. 5-3. Beltry again not back in the lineup, and in talking to Mike Hargrove back from his daughter's graduation, he said pretty good shot he might be back in the lineup tomorrow night.
That is good news. You don't want to see him miss too much time. He was swinging the bat so well before he was hurt.
Look at this. Bringing the infield all the way in the first inning.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about, Dave, and that is with the pitchers that are on the mound today, and Bedard and Felix. One run could be the difference in this thing, and I don't think they expect them to give up a lot of runs. So they're going to bring it in. Good idea.
Fastball right in on the hands of Nick Markakis. And again, he's got 2 strikes on the hitter.
Bringing the infield in, I think it's a good idea, but you can see Betancourt must have a lot of respect for Robert's speed over on third, because typically the guys will play even with the cut of grass, and he's actually getting on the grass now. There's a foot on it.
.66-mile-an-hour breaking ball. There's Sam Perlazzo, the man who was a Mariners third base coach in 1995 under Lou Piniella. And lined into left field just over Willie Blomquist. If Blomquist is back at normal position, he makes that catch easily. And it's 1-0 Baltimore. Again, with 2 strikes on him, a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and again, the pitch was up in the zone. He was able to hit it over the head of Willie. You can see this pitch is up in the zone above his belt. It's just a clean base hit from there.
And here's Miggy Tejada, having another fine year, and he sends a tee shot to center field, and Ellison goes back and on the run makes the catch. Got a good beat on it from the crack of the bat to make the catch on the warning track. Fine play by Jason Ellison.
You're right, Dave. This ball is just leaned on out to center field. Just a line drive right over the head of Ellison. It's the most difficult play for them to make. You can see he catches it right on the end of his glove. But he hits it hard. Notice a lot of first pitch fastballs, and he jumps on one. Nice running catch.
So here's Kevin Millar. Down low, ball one. One ball on those strikes. And that's on the outside corner. A slider that time. Minnesota's in Los Angeles to play the Angels tonight. Boston and Oakland to take on the A's. The Red Sox have scored one in the first.
Big Poppy with a home run in the first inning. His 10th of the year.
Short turnaround for Boston. They played a ball game last night at Fenway. Didn't start till 8 o'clock at night. Should be caught, I believe, although it's a long, long run out there, and it's going to be the second baseman in foul territory, Jose Lopez, to make the catch to retire the side. A run on a couple of hits. 1-0. Here come the Mariners. From Ontario, not too far away from Ottawa, goes to the mound. Eric Bedard for the Baltimore Orioles. Let's look at the Mariners lineup, Mike.
Okay, Ichiro Lopez. You can see Jose Guillen had a good day yesterday. Ebanya, Sexton, Jojima, Betancourt, Bloomquist, and Ellison hitting ninth. Our Rico scouting report on Eric Bedard. One of the better left-handers in the league. You can see he hasn't had too many decisions over his last 7 starts, but he will pitch deep into the game. His fastball will be 94, 95 miles an hour with a very good curveball. And the guys playing behind him today have Payton, Patterson, Markakis across the outfield, Mora, Tejada, Roberts, Millar in the infield, Hernandez behind the plate, and Eric Bedard on the mound.
And here is Ichiro, the designated hitter tonight, to lead it off against Eric Bedard. And a fly ball to deep right center field, and that's got something behind it. That's going to be flying away as Ichiro on the first pitch hits a solo home run to tie this baby. Just a line drive out there at the 385 marker in right center field. His 5th home run of the year. So that 1-run lead lasted 1 pitch.
No, you're right, Dave. Ichiro doesn't mess around. We talked about the good fastball from Bedard, and he just jumps all over this. The Mariners have scored a run in at least the last 5 games in the first inning, and they do it again today, so make it 6 in a row because of that home run by Ichiro.
So a 1-1 tie on the leadoff home run, and here's Jose Lopez taking a strike. Nice backhand catch out there by that gentleman, right in the webbing. Down the third baseline, but foul. Melvin Mora pick it up. Another look at it. All right. Lopez with 2 strikes on him now. Ichiro's 4th leadoff home run this season. So 4 of his 5 home runs have been leadoff home runs. Curveball laced into right field for a base hit. He waited the net nicely. So the Mariners jumping on the dart here.
We showed Jose's numbers yesterday, 4 for 5. Starts this game off with a nice base hit. Just missed a grand slam yesterday by inches, but you can see the way he goes with this pitch. Nicely done.
And Jose Guillen with a 5-game hitting streak. 3 RBIs yesterday. And a fly ball slicing away from Markakis, diving and making the catch out there. And the throw back to first base just not quite in time as Lopez has to scramble back sliding. Fine catch by Nick Markakis.
Absolutely, it was. This ball slicing away from him the whole way. You thought maybe it had an opportunity to drop. You see the nice catch.
Outstanding play by Markakis. And here's Raul. Baltimore started out on this tour in Kansas City on a high note. They swept Kansas City 3, then they went into Anaheim and beat them the first game of that 4-game series, and then took a little bit of the heat off of that man who's been under tremendous heat in Baltimore, Sammy Perlazo, and then lost the last 3 in Anaheim. And yesterday's a heartbreaker as Vladimir Guerrero hit a 2-run home run with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. Off the stop, Chris Ray. 1-2. Ichiro, his 25th career leadoff home run. The 4th this year. Strike 3 called right on the black.
Talked about his fastball again, 94 miles an hour. He has as good as stuff. Any lefty in the league.
Bedard, a native of Navan, Ontario. That's near Ottawa. I'm sure he's an Ottawa Senators fan. They're in the Cup Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals with Anaheim, trailing 2-1. And Game 4 is tonight in Ottawa. And after 2 periods, the Ducks and the Solons are tied at 2-2. That's going to go right down the line near the foul pole and get back into the crowd and just barely foul. Maybe the happiest girl in the ballpark. How about that?
How about the catch?
Yeah, she barehanded. No, my hand hurts.
That's a great catch.
Western Washington fast pitch. Their crew, the women's crew, honored before the ball game for winning the NCAA championship. The delivery is high to Richie. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Richie's been on a pretty good run lately. 12 RBIs over his last 10 games, 3 home runs.
Curveball to him high. Curveball again, slowly tapped to third. Mora throws him out. But the leadoff home run by Ichiro, and we've got a new ball game. A run on a couple of hits. We go to the second. 1-1 tie. Each club after one inning of play, and the designated hitter, strong designated hitter that used to hurt the Mariners a great deal when he was in a Tampa Bay Devil Ray uniform, Aubrey Huff, hitting .244, sending a fly ball to center field, and Jason Ellison sprinting way back to the warning track, the wall, and that's off the base of the wall, as Ibanez will pick it up and get it back in. And on the first pitch, Aubrey Huff almost hits it out onto the landing out there.
Well, it's just smart hitting on the side of the Orioles. We saw Tejada hit a ball hard to center field that Ellison made a great catch on, and that was the first pitch, and so was this one. You can see that Felix is trying to get ahead with his fastball, and they're just jumping all over it. See, he gets right up on the wall.
So Melvin Mora, the third baseman, the hitter. Too far low, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. And Melvin Mora is 4 for 7 against Felix Hernandez.
You can see that Felix, he tried to start him with a breaking ball to switch things up, and wanted a fastball inside, and he threw it for a ball away. His command just hasn't quite been as sharp.
Strike on the outside corner. Interesting undershirt for Melvin Mora. Long sleeve on the left arm, none on the right.
I think maybe that's one of those elastic deals, like a sleeve they pull on. I don't think it's part of his shirt.
I think you're right. A medical wrap.
Right, and I think that makes it kind of strange. You can see how tight it is on his arm. And most guys who wear that will wear it on their throwing arm. Mora's right-handed.
And up the middle he goes, and to third base is Huff, and they're going to hold him right there as Ellison comes up with the ball, and Melvin Mora pumps one right up the middle.
Well, everybody's trying to figure out what's going on with Felix and why he hasn't been quite as sharp. You can see the location of these pitches. They're not only up, but they're in the middle of the plate. And clearly that's not something he wants to. That's a little bit better, but it's still in the middle of the plate. And he just needs to start working out on the edges a little bit more with the type of stuff that Felix brings. If he can be a little bit sharper, he doesn't have to be a lot sharper, just a little bit sharper. Certainly help himself out a lot. But it was the same type of situation that we watched him in Anaheim, Dave. Everything was up and out over the plate early in the game. Then he made some adjustments. It was fine.
This is Corey Patterson taking a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Corey Patterson had a decent year last year. I beg your pardon, this is Ramon Hernandez. Had a different batting order. And Hernandez dumps one into left center field, but rushing over to get it is Ibanez, and Aubrey Hupp will come in to score to make it a 2-1 ball game.
Well, Felix jams him. He wants it inside. Almost gets it in there far enough, but still up in the zone. That's why he was able to hit the fly ball, but he jammed him up a little bit on that one. You can see the good movement on this two-seamer. He gets that down a little bit. These fly balls you're seeing are going to be on the ground, and that would help him out.
Now this is Corey Patterson.
See Felix paying attention to Mora. The Orioles are third in the league in stolen bases, so Sammy Perlazo isn't afraid to put the game in motion. Corey with pretty good numbers off of Felix, hitting 400 off of him.
And a ground ball. It's fair down the right field line. And Melvin Mora, good speed over there at first base, is to third. Corey Patterson will steam into second. And 3 hits here in the inning, a single and 2 doubles.
I'm anxious to see the replay on this. Unless Richie touched this, it looked like a foul ball to me. Now, if it hits his glove first, obviously it's a fair ball, but if it goes down the line, see if it goes over the bag or not. Yep, just nips his glove and goes over the corner of the base. Nice call.
So the Orioles just keep applying the pressure here in the second inning. A look at the Dodge pitch count here. 23 pitches for Felix Hernandez as Rafi Chavez is out for a visit with Felix.
You can see he's throwing a lot of strikes. It's right now just the quality of the strike that he's throwing. 17 strikes in the 23 pitches.
Brian Roberts, the double over the head of Ellison. And the pitch is low, ball 1. And when he's compensating, he's overcompensating, getting too far low. Runners at second and third. And that breaking ball, that slider down low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Meanwhile, the Twins and the Angels tied 1-1 in the second.
I think he should continue to be careful with Roberts. He has a base open. If he walks him, Peyton will come up. The right-handed hitter, he has an opportunity to get a double play ball and get out of the inning.
And he walked him on 4 pitches.
I think that was one of the unintentional put him on walk. See if he chases something in the dirt.
Okay, Payton sacrificed in the first inning. Sent Brian Roberts down to third, and once he scored on Nick Markakis' base hit. That's a good pitch right there.
See how much better the movement of his fastball is when he keeps it down.
Mike Hargrove announcing that Mr. Weaver will get to start Sunday down in San Diego. And fouled away, so the count 2 strikes. And the day after Ryan Fairbairn won his first major league game, he's sent back down to Tacoma.
Don't you get the feeling we'll see that young man again sometime this year?
Chris Reitsma has been taken off the DL. Got away with one there, too.
Well, he's able to get it inside far enough and tie him up a little bit. Well, we've seen him get ahead of a couple of hitters, 3 or 4 hitters, 0-2, 1-2 counts, and struggled to put him away. Right now, he's looking for a ground ball. Pretty good bite on that pitch.
Yep. Mike Hargrove back on the job after missing the weekend to attend his daughter's graduation in Cleveland. And a ground ball, I don't think. Hit hard enough for 2. Maybe the throw to first base. No. Run comes in to score. Payton picks up his 18th RBI.
You can see it's not hit very hard. Payton runs well. Beats it actually fairly easily.
So it's 3-1. Corey Patterson down at third now, and here's Markakis, who whistled that line drive just over Willie Bloomquist's glove when the infield was playing up in the first.
Still fine as far as his pitch count goes. He's throwing a few more this inning, but if he can get out of it, find a way to settle down, it's a nice pitch. But settle down, you never know. I mean, he's no different than a lot of good pitchers. Struggle a little bit early, and then once they kind of get things figured out, it can be awfully tough. His velocity seems fine.
And a line drive to right field, and that's going to have to be played on a hop. So Corey Patterson comes in to score, and it is 4-1 as Markakis has his second RBI of the night.
Again, you can see the pitch is up.
Miguel Tejeda, a bullet, a line drive to Ellison in center field, and that's down low. Three pitches this inning. Felix Hernandez.
One of the things he's done well is not get too frustrated out there, but it looks like it's starting to bother him a little bit. I hope he doesn't start to overthrow because of it.
96-mile-an-hour fastball.
That's the best fastball of the night.
And back up the middle, but the two-hopper right to the second baseman Lopez, who runs it to the bag. And so Baltimore scores 3 to take a 4-1 lead. You know. Moving to the bottom half of the second, Kenji Jojima now will lead it off for the Mariners, to be followed by Unieski Betancourt and then Willie Blomquist. Mariners down by 3. Bedard right at the knees to Willie.
From watching the Mariners' success within its scoring position, the Orioles so far in this game, it's early. They're 3 for 5.
Willie found a gap out there in right center field, and it's picked out there nicely. Jojima, that's picked up out there nicely by the center fielder Patterson to hold him to a long, long single. So Kenji Jojima blisters one.
Good fastball. Kenji, nice job of staying inside this pitch. Thought maybe he had a chance to scoop by the outfielder, but you're right, David did a nice job of cutting it off.
Corey Patterson, when he was drafted by the Cubs, was supposed to be their center fielder for a decade, and it didn't work out that way. And this is his walk year. He had a fair year with Baltimore last year. A strike on the outside corner.
Well, he has a lot of tools. You can see by the speed of cutting that ball off, and he has some pop in his bat. He just hasn't been able to stay very consistent. Hurt a couple of different times.
Betancourt takes the cutter inside. Betancourt has the longest current hitting streak in baseball at 15 games. Career high for him. Curveball, and now he's got a 16-game hitting streak. They're taking care of his curveball, and steaming toward third is Kenji Jojima, and Corey Patterson just kind of, I think, maybe assuming he was going to stop at second base. He wasn't over there that quickly on that ball.
I think you're right, Dave. I think he looked up and saw Kenji starting to slow down going into second base, and then he looks down to field it. He'd already peaked at that point, and whoops, he just kept going.
Yep. Good base run by Jojo. Now here's Willie. And a ground ball, base hit into right field by the diving first baseman Millar. The Mariners pick up another run, and the throw goes through to third base. Holding up at second is Betancourt. So Blomquist picks up his third RBI. Still nobody out.
You can see the guys have a pretty good plan. Everybody's hitting the ball the other way, including Willie. Just hits it in the hole. You see Millar's holding on the runner. Betancourt, no chance to get that. Marquez comes in. He has a good arm in right field.
So 3 consecutive hits.
Look for the bunt here. So Jay Payton lay down a perfect one. He wants to bunt it firmly over to third base. Make Mora come in and field it so it opens it up for Betancourt to walk into third.
He's not around a bunt.
Well, one of the things that Mike has done, and we've noticed in these situations, he's given the hitter a pitch or two early, or maybe even a strike, and if they end up taking it or not putting it in play somewhere, then he puts the bunt on.
That's at the knees. That's a change. It misses down low inside. Buck Martinez, who does about 60 games for Baltimore on television and is here tonight, said before the game he thought that Eric Bedard had better stuff than Johan Santana, last year's Cy Young Award winner for Minnesota, who was beaten yesterday by Oakland. That's a mouthful.
Well, you're right, and he's working. He's trying to work his way into that class. Bedard coming into the game today, he was second in strikeouts with 88, and Santana was leading with 91. But they were 1 and 2.
Slow curve, and that's a little high. He was fooled, but didn't pull the trigger, and it was just high.
See the breaking ball. He has a pretty good one. 78 miles an hour. There's about 15 to 18 miles an hour difference between his fastball and that slow breaking ball.
Fastball foul back. Breaking ball, fouled at the plate. Held on to by the catcher. Yep, he's out of there. Ellison didn't think the ball was held on to.
Well, when Jason looked down to Larry Young at first base, he had already rung him up too, that it was a catch.
For those of you watching in high definition,
That ball clearly hits the ground.
It sure did, didn't it?
Yeah.
It sure did, but they're going to run
a pretty good margin.
He's still got the bat, but he's going to walk away. Yeah. About a couple inches out in front of his glove.
Yeah, sometimes you can see it almost looks like a trap, but that ball actually hits the ground and they both missed it.
So he must have just thought he swung and
missed it.
And missed it,
right? Yeah,
just swung and missed it. Didn't foul tip it. So the roof is beginning to close now. Here in the second inning. Ichiro showing bunt and takes outside. Ichiro started off the ball game by tying it in the bottom half of the first inning on the first pitch. His 25th career leadoff home run. No. Kenny Lofton, 4 in front of me. Craig Biggio, who we will see a weekend from this weekend down in Houston. He's only 22 hits away from 3,000. A bunt foul down the third baseline. Two and one. Had the right idea because he gets that ball on the grass. There's no way that Mora can get to it.
Oh, he was playing back. No chance.
Three and one. So many times you figure Felix Hernandez against Eric Bedard. We're going to have a nice, snappy 2-1 affair. Doesn't end up that way in most of the cases.
Yeah, and they're both here in the second inning. Felix struggled through the second. Now Bedard, you can see as his pitch count starts to rise.
At the knees, full count. Betancourt and Blomquist, two guys with fairly decent speed out there, but you've got a left-handed batter at the plate, so you're playing with fire if you send them. And Ichiro strikes out. They stay.
Pretty good breaking ball.
Excellent breaking ball as we have a peek at Joe's FSN tracer.
Right off the end of the bat.
And line down the left field line, foul. Nice stop down there. Oakland has taken a 2-1 lead over the Red Sox. They've been playing some fine baseball. Minnesota and the Angels tied at 1-1. The Yankees beaten by the White Sox 6-4, and Tampa Bay beat Kansas City 4-2. Three-two all over again. Ground ball hit to Tejada. Underhands the second. Throw back to first. Not quite in time to get Ichiro. So Miguel Tejada picked it on the one hop, and the quick underhand scoop to Brian Roberts, but the relay to first not quite in time.
And you can see how quickly he gets rid of it. Roberts does a nice job of turning it.
And Jose Lopez now with runners at first and third. A base hit to right field, right center field in the first. Slow curve and badly fooled.
As hitters, you sit in the dugout and you try to pick up patterns, and Bedard's throwing a lot of first pitch fastballs, so Jose went up there looking for it and didn't get it.
Way inside.
Like the roof is closing just in time as it's starting to miss a little bit.
Well, it really changed from yesterday. Change is low, so the count of 2-1. Baltimore, outstanding defense. They're tied the Twins for the fewest errors in the league. And that another change. It's well outside. Ball 3-1.
Which is another reason why the Orioles pitching staff has improved so much this year. I mean, they're throwing the ball well, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but the defense that they've played is much improved also. It certainly helped them.
And a slice fly ball down the right field line, and Mr. Markakis has got it to retire to side. The Mariners get one back here in the second. And as we go to the third, it's 4-2 Baltimore. Buttoned up here. The roof has been extended as it's starting to rain here in the Northwest. And as we go to the third inning with Baltimore up by a couple, 4-2, Kevin Millar will be the hitter. And there's our Aflac trivia question. How many winning seasons did Earl Weaver lead the Orioles to in his first stint as manager? There's a strike on the outside corner. His first stint as manager lasted 15 years in Baltimore. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame. Swing and a miss. And the count, 1-1 strike. One of the more famous pieces of video you'll ever want to see is when Bill Haller throws him out of a ball game in Baltimore, and they get into an argument. And low and inside ball, 1 ball on 2 strikes. And at one point, Weaver mentioned something about the Hall of Fame, going to the Hall of Fame. And Haller said, "You in the Hall of Fame?" You ever seen that? You know what I'm talking about, huh? You in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. Pesky little. I'll never forget when I was with the Angels. I used to have to go and do pregame shows. I get to Baltimore. Swing and a miss. And down goes Kevin Millar. And I used to go into his office there on Old Memorial Stadium there on 33rd Street. And I always dreaded to do that because I'd always go in and do an interview with him first day in and go into his changes outside. 1 ball and no strikes account on Aubrey Huff. And his greeting to me was always, "What do you want, Niehaus?" High and outside, 2-0. He knew darn good well what I wanted.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, how are you, Earl? Yeah. And it's down low. And so the count, I believe, is 3-0. Yeah, it is. 3 balls and no strikes on Huff, who doubled. But he'd always do the interview. And that's a strike on the outside corner. A great manager. Love-hate relationship with Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, of course, all during his tenure there. That's another base hit by Aubrey Huff and a shot into right field. So Huff is 2 for 2. But his first trip through there was for 15 years. And I'll be honest with you, I don't ever remember him having a losing season as manager of the Baltimore Orioles in those 15 years. If he did, maybe one. He was
He had a lot of great players.
Hated the bunt. Melvin Mora is the hitter. And Mora takes a strike on the outside corner. On number 4. Little pesky guy. Walked out there like he owned the world. Makes his home in Florida in retirement now. Here comes the 0-1 to Mora, and it's outside.
Well, he wasn't a very big man, was he?
No.
The images I have him arguing with umpires, they usually towered over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just swagger it out to the mound when he went out to take out a pitcher or when he went out to argue with an umpire. And that's fouled down the right field line. Speaking of arguing with an umpire and objections and things like that, Lou Piniella got a total of 4 games in his suspension, and he served one yesterday, and they're in Milwaukee, and I'm assuming he's going to serve the other 3 while the Cubs are in Milwaukee. And in the 9th inning, the Cubs leading 6-2. Alan Trammell at the helm yesterday when they won. And that's up and in. And also Lou hit with a fine. They didn't say how much, but it wasn't $5.95, I'll guarantee you.
I bet you're right about that. Well, I guess, you know, the good news, certainly for us, is that Lou will be there and available when the Mariners come to town. I was wondering what was going to happen. I thought the whole thing was ridiculous anyways, and I think 4 games is a lot for what he ended up doing in that ball game.
2-2 pitch, line drive, backhanded by Betancourt from his knees, tries to get the double play with his throw back to first. Can't do it. Great play by Uni.
Pretty good battle between Moore and Felix. Gets this ball hard. It certainly looked like it was going to left field. But Betancourt makes a nice diving play to his left, or to his right, I mean. Backhanded play. Probably should have ate the ball right there. No chance. Nice play.
Ramon Hernandez had a sacrifice fly his first at bat. .80-mile-an-hour slider on 1. Stop in the dirt. 2-1. Dodgers beat the Pirates 6-5 tonight. The Pirates will be here in a couple of weeks for interleague play. fastball.
This will be his 60th pitch in the ball game.
Which means at this pace he will not get as deep as you want to see him get.
Right. And you were hoping that he'll get to the point where we'll start getting through 7 innings again, but since his return, his last outing where he worked 6 innings has been his longest.
The good news is that thanks to the performance by Ryan Fairbairn yesterday, the bullpen is in pretty good shape. 95 miles an hour, our Panasonic pitch speed for this at bat to Ramon Hernandez. Runner goes, and strike 3 called on the inside corner, another 95-mile-an-hour heater. So here in the third, a hit, a man left. We go to the bottom half. 4-2 Baltimore. It's 4-2 going into the bottom of the third, and time for the answer to our Aflac trivia question, which was how many winning seasons did Earl Weaver lead the Orioles to in his first stint as manager, which was 15 years. And the answer, I was right. He never had a losing season in his first stint in 15 seasons with the Baltimore Orioles. He was a winner in all 15 seasons. He returned in 1985 and managed a full season in 1986, and then went to the Hall of Fame later. As we are in the bottom half of the third, and Jose Guillen has taken one down, low ball one. 1 ball and no strikes.
Was it Weaver and Palmer that had issues with each other for a while?
Yes, very much so. That's still one of the most amazing statistics in baseball. Hall of Fame career for Jim Palmer. Never, ever giving up a Grand Slam home run. And still does about, well, he does, quite frankly, as many games as he wants to do with Baltimore on television. Now, he's not long on this trip. And sliced down the right field line, and Marquez is not going to get to that one. That's going to be on a hop off the wall. And digging into second base with a slide and a leadoff double, Jose Guillen, and a 6-game hitting streak.
Well, You were right, Dave. Markakis made a catch on him his first time up. This one's hit a little bit harder. He's going to go out there short off the ball.
Both pitchers tonight, both aces of their respective staffs, and they just don't have the real sharpness or keenness tonight. As Ibanez, strikeout victim, looking in the first inning as a hitter, and sends a ground ball on a 2-hop right to Mora. It's in one place he didn't want to hit it to. Can't advance the runner. Friday, the 22nd of June. Ken Griffey Jr. and the Reds are going to be here. Interleague matchup. Night going to feature a special pregame celebration of what Jr. meant to this franchise. And seats are still available at Mariners.com for what is sure to be a memorable weekend. Richie Sexton a ground ball to third in the first inning. Low. Time call for second. Mike, this is numerically the 1/3 mark of the season. 54 games gone after this one. What do you think about the first third?
I think that coming out of spring training, I can't imagine it going much better. I think that the guys have played well when you consider the schedule with the snow outs and everything else and all the problems that they were having with that and having to be above 500 at this point.
Felix getting hurt.
Felix getting hurt. You can't control what the Angels are doing. I just think they just keep pressing on. I think that they've played well, and the month of May obviously has been really good to them. I think so far, for me, if you had told me this is a situation they were in going into the first week of June, I would have taken it. I think that they're going to continue to play well. So I think overall things have gone well for them.
Fastball in on his hands and counted 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Some of the things that were problems for him last year, they've improved on already. One, what they've done against left-handers, that's been something that's been a struggle for him. So they kind of figured that out. You know, they're 12-10 in their own division. You'd like to see that get a little bit better, and it's probably going to have to get better for them to get into the postseason. But overall, I think they've played pretty well.
And that's out of play. Too early to start talking about wild cards or anything like that a third of the season, but the Mariners are 2.5 back in the wild card race. Forget about it, because I quite frankly think the wild card's going to come from the Central Division.
I think everybody feels that way.
Big curveball. Nice hook that time. I'll never forget 1995. Any Mariner fan, but when people start to talk about the wild card, it was Jay Dune who barked, "Forget the wild card, let's win the West," and that's what happened.
It is what happened. I think one of the other things that a lot of people forget is we ended up getting a lot of help from the Angels that year.
Yep.
Really had their own issues and problems down the stretch and lost a lot of ball games to give us an opportunity to get back into it.
Fastball high and outside. Sam Perlazzo, the manager of the Baltimore Orioles, always has a bone to pick with me on my call of Edgar Martinez's double. I said they're going to wave him in. He said, "You never mentioned my name. I was the guy that waved him in."
change.
I think if I was over there with everything that was riding on it, I'd probably want my name mentioned too. There's a lot of pressure on Sammy.
Yeah.
It's good to see Sammy Mejias back in uniform
Yeah.
again and on the field.
I'm surprised to see him in uniform again. You could hardly pull him on a plane with an elephant. Get him to fly. Coming back near us.
Yeah, he's a really good baseball man, and I'm happy that he's back working in the big leagues. There's Sammy. Works with the outfielders. Does a nice job. Nice man.
Just a little bit high. Pretty good eye.
Sammy Mejias had the assignment of putting me in the outfield and working with me. And there he is. And I remember my first day in the Kingdome out in left field. He said, "Okay, have you played the outfield?" And I said, "Nope." He goes, "So you lied and said that you could?" I said, "Yep." He goes, "Okay, we're going to get this wall on your back and everything that said you can come in on."
Breaking ball lined into left field, going to score a run. So here comes Guillen, and all of a sudden we've got a one-run ball game. You better hustle down there, and he does, standing up. Kenji Jojima with an RBI double. So clutch again, 2-out hitting for the Mariners with men in scoring position.
Well, as a team, they're hitting .306 coming into today, which is outstanding for anybody. You can see the breaking ball. He's out in front of it. He's able to keep his hands back long enough. Hits this ball in the left field and gets a double.
Now Betcourt, who extended his hitting streak to 16, his first at bat, a chance to tie it. Out of play. Fastball.
Good sink. Good one. Yeah, it's a good one. Like a lot of late life to his fastball.
Another fastball, and he blew him away that time, but the Mariners chipping away. They score one more, and we've got ourselves a one-run ball game, 4-3. Dave Sims is next.
Dave Sims joining Mike Flowers, and Felix Hernandez is throwing the ball hard, and Baltimore is hitting the ball hard tonight.
Well, again, it's been the location for Felix, and one of the things we thought about in this game with Felix on the mound and Bedard for Baltimore, that it was going to be a close one-run game. That is the case. It's a 4-3 ball game, but we're just in the 4th inning, so it's a little bit different in that respect. Neither pitcher has really been sharp so far early in the contest.
There's Felix's pitch count, 63. Gave up 2 hits in the first 4 in the second, and gave up another one in the third. Strike 2 to Corey Patterson. Patterson doubled down the right field line his first time up. Corey Patterson, formerly with the Chicago Cubs. A couple of hops to Lopez, 1 out. Bring your dad to Safeco Field on Tuesday, June 19th, as the Mariners welcome the Pittsburgh Pirates to town for the very first time. Plus, the first 15,000 dads will take home a special Father's Day T-shirt that's courtesy of Trader Joe's. For tickets to Trader Joe's Dad's T-shirt night against the Pirates, visit any Mariners team store. Top of the Baltimore order. Here's Brian Roberts. Roberts with a ground rule double leading off the game, and then a walk. Big numbers in his career against Seattle at 353 plus. Fastball in there for strike, 1-1. Down low, 2-1.
See, Felix is trying to make his adjustments and get the ball down, which is where he needs to be if he wants to be successful.
2-1 pitch. Slap foul right past third base coach Juan Samuel. 2-2. He's moved one guy off the plate, Mora, on a 1-2 pitch, and then Mora hit a line drive. Line drive to Betancourt. And that's the only time Felix has really come in. They've had a lot of comfortable at-bats.
Well, I've seen a number of times where Kenji has set up inside, and Felix he's just missing his spots. He's almost thrown it on the other side of the plate. So his command just hasn't come back since he was on the DL, at least not consistently. He'll have streaks of it, but he just can't consistently put it together. But that'll come in time. I really think it will. Sometimes you get out there and you're trying to do too much too fast. And typically, too, we talked about it, the good ones struggle early in the game. And that's been the case with Felix. We talked about his last outing in Anaheim and then this one here today. So hopefully he can settle down. The Mariner offense is slowly building a fence up on the scoreboard.
Long run, Ellison. Not going to get it. Over the fence, ground rule double, second of the night for Brian Roberts. Brian Roberts continues his terrorism against Mariner pitching.
Well, some guys just have your number.
He does.
He's just a good player. You don't come in here hitting 320 and continue to hit the way he has. And as far as leadoff guys go, he and Ichiro and average are 1-2.
There's Jay Payton. Payton with a nice sacrifice in the first inning, and then an RBI fielder's choice in the second. Had a couple of weak swings. Very atypical of Jay Payton. Had a nice career. Starting to Lopez, making sure he keeps Roberts close. Roberts will run now. He's 19 of 22 in the stolen base category. Of the starters, only Millar and Huff not attempted a stolen base. Everybody else has at least one.
They're third in the league in that category.
1-0 to Jay Payton. Orioles with a 1-run lead. It's in there for a strike. Count evens at 1-1. Ryan Roberts on at second base. Breaking ball. Huge lead out there by Roberts. 2-1 to Jay Payton.
You can see what he's doing. You could hear somebody on the infield yell that he was going because of the way he took off from second base, and it just causes problems for the infielders. He constantly has them moving around. You can see Felix is paying attention to him now, which he should, because of what you mentioned. He will run. And these guys, especially if they can get a walking lead off of second base, it's pretty easy for him to steal third.
And his secondary lead was huge.
And that's why you see Jose over there trying to keep him close.
2-1 to Jay Payton. Popped up. Raul gives chase. And it's out of play. Felix Hernandez up to 76 pitches. Threw 96 pitches in a 6-inning outing. His last time out against the Angels. Previous to that was Kansas City, went 83 pitches in 5 1/3.
Yeah, we just have one out here in the fourth. That's a lot of pitches.
2-2 pitch. Betancourt. Long stretch by Sexton, and they get the out. Runner advances. Take a look at our Comcast pitching matchup for tomorrow. We'll see Burris against Beck. Pretty good numbers by both of those young men. Two down. Here in the fourth. Nick Markakis having a night. Single to left, single to right. Driven in a run with both base hits. Saxon, nice play. Feeds to Hernandez, inning over. So Felix gets out of a little mini jam. 1-run lead for Baltimore. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, time now for Banner Bank building to the future. And Ryan Fairbairn, who was sent down to Tacoma. Nice performance yesterday, 7 1/3. Bullpen needed the help, needed the rest, and he got it for him. Offense helped Ryan. It worked out really well in a 110 pitch performance. Chris Rietsma activated today. Willie Blomquist leading off here in the fourth. Willie with an RBI single to right back in the second inning. Gives him 3 on the season. Third day in a row starting for Adrian Beltre is expected back in the next day or two. Willie sends one to right field. That's going to sit down for a base hit. Willie Bloomquist 2 for 2.
I don't think there's anything unusual with Willie starting to get some hits because of what you talked about, Dave. You can see this pitch, a little sinker away that he stays on. Because the amount of playing time that he's been able to get lately, starting to feel better. Throwing out some hits now.
Here's Jason Ellison. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch. His first time up. Little tapper moves the runner over. E4. 2 men on for the Mariners. Check swing. It works out well for the Mariners here.
We won't see this very often. Baltimore, the top fielding team in the American League, and he just planks it.
Yeah, Willie might have taken his eye up a little bit. No, he just lost that. Wow, he had that cleanly all the way. 4th error in the season for Brian Roberts. So Ichiro, who homered to lead off the home first, grounded in a fielder's choice in the second. Got a chance to tie it up and even put the Mariners in front. During his BP, I went up and said hello to Arthur Rhodes, and Arthur Rhodes said, you know what, he can win home run derby anytime he wants. Keeping Bloomquist close. Time now for U.S. Marine Corps leaders of the game. There's Arthur Rhodes. Arthur Rhodes rehabbing, planning on being back with the ball club next year. Sort of a mental coach, sharpening up the toughness down in the bullpen. Ichiro looks at a strike. Ichiro had his 25th career leadoff homer. Home run number 5, his 27th RBI. Dart's been a good curveball pitcher tonight. Fastball counts.
Well, he has a really good curveball too. It's not one that he's just laying in there.
Here's the 0-1 to Ichiro. Curveball. Millar goes to second for 1, and a good slide by Ellison against Tejada. Good, hard, clean baseball there. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
This is what you like to see. See, Millar actually makes a pretty good play on this. Ellison goes in hard. He might need to get the other spike out of the ground before he gets hurt. No chance to turn 2 with Ichiro running, so he just needs to get out of there.
One out, runners at the corners for Jose Lopez. Lopez batting in a 2-hole again with Vidro getting a day off. Bone bruise. Hit one off his foot again. That's what, second time in about 3-4 days?
3 days.
Yeah. Take a look at our Quest Spirit of Service. And Tejada, the active leader in consecutive games played. We just saw Mark Teixeira go through here. We'll see Grady Sizemore, I think, a week from today. Jeff Francoeur on the list, but Tejada way out in front.
You can see Jose going to beat this off his leg, right above the ankle. Next time up, you might see a little shin guard on there.
Got a little trend going here. That's probably a good idea.
Well, it hurts down there, you know, with your feet and around your ankles. It's all bone down there, and you can cause some problems for yourself.
Keep Ichiro close. Bloomquist started the inning. There's Willie at third with a base hit to right. Moved to second on an error by the second baseman. Roberts took third. A fielder's choice. Now low, nice stop by Hernandez. 1-1 to Lopez. Great day yesterday. 4 for 5. 2 runs, 2 doubles, 3 runs knocked in. Just missed a grand slam by a matter of inches. He's got good numbers against Bedard with that first inning base hit. He's 6 for 19 with a home run. 1-run ball game. Breaking ball, and that's foul. Bedard out of Avon, Ontario, which is near Ottawa. Fourth Canadian pitcher to start an opening day. First since Ryan Dempster did Florida in 01-02.
Well, Jose has his work cut out for him now. He's behind the count against the guy that's second in the league in strikeouts.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him. 5th strikeout by Bedard. Second one looking. 2 outs now here in the 4th. Comes Jose Guillen. Guillen doubled down the right field line. His second time up was robbed by Markakis back in the 1st. Markakis made a nice diving catch. First out in the 1st inning. Fastball misses. Bedard. Strikeouts per 9 inning. Leads the American League. Slight lead over Johan Santana. A couple of good pitchers there for Minnesota. Bonzer is having a good year. 1-0 to Guillen. In there for strike.
Bonzer's losing to the Angels right now, 3-1 in the 6th.
Oakland's up 3-1 on Boston in the 5th. Guillen's been very comfortable here in this 3-hole.
Done a nice job. Already has a double and a run scored tonight.
Here's the 1-1 to Jose. Swing and fouled into the mid of Hernandez. Well, if Jose can keep it going, Raul Ibanez is on deck. There's Raul. 0 for 2 tonight for Raul. Big 3-run second inning for Baltimore right now. That's the difference.
He's trying to do the same thing he did to Jose, and that's bury his fastball in.
Second baseman Roberts going in for a quick conversation with Bedard. Bedard 15-11 last year, 3.76 ERA at 33 games. Gave up a hit an inning. And just a little bit less than a strikeout per inning. Didn't walk many though. Only 69 walks. Base hit will tie it here for the Mariners. 4-3 Orioles. Up high, and Guillen fouls it off.
There's 3 fastballs in a row, all of them inside. It's tough as a hitter if he's able to locate it in there, because you know he has the good curveball and decent changeup.
Bloomquist, the runner at third. Ichiro at first. Breaking ball sent out of play. And hanging tough. Is a tough guy. He's been hit more than any Mariner this season. 8 times. Missed a couple of games because of it. He will hang in and take some punishment.
You have any doubt he'll be double digits before the All-Star break?
Count on it. Swing and a miss. Good fastball by Bedard, his second strikeout of the inning, 6th of the game. Couple stranded by the Mariners. It's 4-3 Baltimore. Our Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Baltimore for the next couple of nights. Travel day Thursday, San Diego, Cleveland, Chicago, Houston, all aboard. That wasn't my best all aboard. Does better. Sahara with a base hit. He's 1 for 3. As for our trips to Cleveland, Mike,
really
amp it up, baby. June 11, August 30. Then I'll double dip it here in September. All because of stinking nor'easter. We saw about, what, 5 years worth of snow in 4 days?
A whiteout a couple of days. You open up the windows and look out there, and it's a blizzard.
Hey, Mike, is it bad on your side of the hotel as it is on mine? Ball gets away from Kenji. It's relentless.
Well, that's what made it tough, too, because everybody's just stuck in the hotel. You can't even get outside for a minute. And now they're paying the price for it because they're having to make up all the games. We're seeing it starting to take its toll on the bullpen a little bit. Those guys have had a lot of work in it. I don't see it decreasing a whole lot as the summer wears on.
Well, it's good news that Mark Lowe's working his way back. Hopes to be back here by July. July's not that far off now. Now we're in the first week of June. Felix misses away.
It's also good to see Chris Rietzma back.
He's activated now. Hasn't been activated today. Millard swinging. You got a piece of that. 1-2. Millard has been struggling. And it continues here. He's 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Third Felix strikeout tonight.
He just throws him a couple of sliders.
Yeah.
can see the location of these pitches. They're down. Tough to lay off of that one. You know the pitcher throws 94 to 97 miles an hour.
There's a good pitch right there. Straight one. Millar 8 for his last 44. Tonight's work.
Flip side of that, Aubrey Huff has had a good night.
I'll say double to left center and a base hit to right and a run scored. Well, he was one of the lone bright lights at Tampa Bay. He got him out of there. Popped up in front of us. 0-2. Up went 0 for 4 in LA Sunday. But he's hit safely now in 11 of his last 14 games. 13 hits in that stretch. Oh, 2 pitch. Got him looking. So Felix with back-to-back strikeouts. 4 for the game.
You can see it's just another breaking ball. I thought it was a little bit up.
A lot more breaking balls from Felix. That first couple innings, he wasn't spotting the fastball, and guys were all over it. 4 runs, 6 hits in the first 2 innings. Remember, he settled down in last time out against the Angels. Got touched up for 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 homers in the first inning. The next inning, it went 1, 2, 3. Gave up 3 hits in the third, stranded 2. Here's Melvin Moore. Moore hit a line drive and a nice diving play by Betancourt the last time up. And on a 1-2 pitch, Felix backed him off the plate. A good high fastball up and in. Comes up high again to Moore.
Talked about the breaking balls that he's throwing now. Sometimes that's a pretty good way to get the pitcher to get the ball down a little bit, because they have to finish their pitch to get the ball down, and it gets him back. And sometimes they can find their fastball after that as far as the location of it, but you have to do something different. He's done that and has had success with it.
2-1. Tejada led off with a base hit to left. Millar struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Huff Cade looking on an 0-2. Two and 1 to Morrow.
Just missed.
Sure did. Wow. 3-1. Fifth inning for the Mariners. It'll be Ibanez, Sexton, and Jojo. 3-1 to Morrow. So the count is now full. Tejada will be on the move. Felix with 4 strikeouts. 5 would be nice right here. 3-2. Tomorrow. Laced into right field. Guillen up with the throw, and he'll get it back in. And here are the Orioles with 2 out, runners at the corners. Second hit tonight by Melvin Morrow.
You can see he just protects and hits the ball to right field. No chance for Jose. With Tejada on the run.
Juan Samuel giving the stop sign at third. Brings up Ramon Hernandez, the catcher. Picked up his 27th RBI with a sac fly and struck out looking. Fastball, Bloomquist. Short way, inning over. Well, Felix shuts the door, and the Mariners trail by 1. FSN is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. To find a local independent Safeco agent, visit safeco.com. By Emerald Downs, visit emeralddowns.com today to get all the news on what's happening in thoroughbred racing. By your Western Washington Toyota dealers, Toyota, moving you forward. And by Money Tree, your cash solution. Raul Ibanez leading off here in the 5th. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers with you here at Safeco. Roof closed, cloudy night, rained a little bit. Eric Bedard misses with the curveball. Ibanez struck out looking in the 1st and grounded out the 3rd in the 3rd inning. Fouled out of play. 2-1 to Raul, looking to extend its hitting streak to 12 games. Bedard coming off Tommy John surgery back in 03. Actually, in September of 04 is when he had the actual surgery. Big breaking ball, tap, foul. 2-2.
Mariners have done a pretty good job so far staying in this game, getting 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 3rd. Overall this year, they've been great against left-handers, 9-3 with a .291 team average against lefties. Their success against Bedard today, and probably I think the biggest reason why they've had success against left-handers this year is a lot of the guys have done a nice job of hitting the ball the other way and not trying to do too much off of them.
Particularly down the bottom of the order tonight. Bloomquist twice has gone to right field. Betancourt's going up the middle. Jojima's going up the middle and also hooked one into the left field corner. 2-2 to Raul. Stays alive.
We talked about him hooking the one in the corner. It was on a breaking ball that he was fooled on, but because his approach is to stay up the middle, the speed of it didn't fool him enough to where he was still able to hit that pitch. If he's looking to pull, he's probably out in front of that pitch, swings and misses it, but because his approach was right, he was able to hit it in the corner.
2-2 to Ibanez. Fouled off the fastball. Raul's got 2 triples. He's got 11 doubles. 2 triples ties him with Ichiro. Team lead.
Get the feeling that Raul, when he hits his next home run, he's going to hit a bunch of them. It's been a while.
He's due. Stays alive. Right off the facing of the radio booth. I wonder what Rick Riz and Dave Niehaus did with that one. That was about 5 feet from going in.
The guess would be that Rick probably tried to catch it. There's Mr. Niehaus and Rick Riz on the radio side. Dave probably looked at Kevin Kremen. There he is.
Here's Kevin
telling him, you get over here and get this thing for me.
2-2. 3-2.
I've seen a number when Dave Niehaus has been over here on the TV side. He doesn't really move too much. Doesn't seem to be too concerned about it.
I'm not following that pattern, my man. I'm moving. 3-2 pitch. Big breaking ball. Playable. Third baseman, Melvin Mora. 1 out. There's Richie Sexton trying to break an 0-for-2. Grounded out on a 2-2 pitch. Struck out swinging on a 2-2 pitch. Bedard's thrown him a lot of curveballs and fastball counts.
Pitch backwards to him, which is tough when you have a 94-mile-an-hour fastball like Bedard does. But Richie's been hot lately. They read the numbers too.
It's hit pretty well to center field. At least on the first look it was. Patterson was there. Patterson took a half a step backwards. 2 down. Here in the 5th. They enjoy the game and climb in controlled comfort from the luxury of a private suite. Right here at Safeco Field. Safeco Field Suite allows you to celebrate a special occasion with family and friends, reward employees, or entertain clients in style. A number of great locations. Game dates still available for you. 2007. So call this number 206-346-4001 during regular business hours. It's well worth it.
We have Eric O'Flaherty getting loose in the bullpen.
Genji Jojima 2 for 2 with an RBI. Pulled the foul. There's Big E.
There's Eric.
We're in the 5th inning. Felix Hernandez touched up with 4 runs and 10 hits tonight. Genji looks at the strike. It's 0-2.
Dave, do you have his pitch total so far, Felix?
I don't have it, but we can get it for you.
94.
94 pitches. Wow. That's a lot. 0-2 to Jojima. This is inside and high. Hernandez 94 pitches, currently his high since the injury. The injury was 103. His high was 103 back on May 20 against San Diego. Foul back.
Well, it's not just the 94 pitches, it's the fact that he's had to throw them over the course of 5 innings, so he's had to work pretty hard.
Orioles with a run on 2 hits in the first, 3 runs on 4 hits in the second. Felix has struck out for 1 walk. Jojima to Tejada. Dug out by Millar. 3 up and 3 down here in the Mariner 5th. Orioles holding a 1-run lead. First to 3 here in Seattle, and let's take a look at our Panasonic Plasma Speed of Sports replay. And it has to do with the strikeouts recorded tonight by Mr. Felix Hernandez. And he gets Millar there. And another good strikeout. That's against Ramon Hernandez. They got Millar again. And then Aubrey Huff. Pretty good work. Only walked 1. He's thrown a bunch of pitches. Corey Patterson will lead it off here in the top of the 6th, 9-1-2. Fouled it off first pitch. Corey Patterson, Brian Roberts, and Jay Payton.
You see those strikeouts in the 3rd and the 5th inning, and that's when he started going to his breaking ball, and that's what we saw right there. He was getting his strikeouts with the breaking ball, putting guys away with that pitch.
Breaking ball misses. Patterson doubled into the right field corner. That was in the 2nd inning. Later scored, and he grounded out to Lopez at second base. Good pitch by Felix. So 1-2 to Patterson. High pitch, top foul. One-two to Patterson. Stops it foul.
Well, his next pitch will be number 100. That's why you see the action out in the pen. Sean Green gets up with Eric O'Flaherty.
Well, bullpen's ready to go. Huber got to work yesterday, closed it out. 1-2 to Patterson.
Felix wanted it, and so did Kenji.
Yeah,
Kenji was ready to throw it around the horn.
2-2.
Umpires don't like that very much.
No, no, no. Slider fouled. Felix pitch count running up just on Corey Patterson alone here in the top of the sixth. Like Hargrove back. Daughter Shelly graduating from high school, headed off to college before long. 2-2. Well, it's a full count.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if after Patterson, I don't think Mike envisioned him going out and having to throw 9 pitches to the first hitter in the inning. Gets him.
That'll be his 5th strikeout. One out here in the 6th. How about in the first inning when Ichiro led it off for the Mariners? And he got a ball out of here. A fourth bold move of the game. And look at that catch. Got a little leather on it. And then later, Richie Sexton sent a foul ball down the right side. And she caught it.
Barehanded.
Barehanded, yes, indeed.
One up. A nice play. Nice backhanded play with the glove. But I think I have to give her the nod going barehand.
Well stroked to center field. Ellison can't run it down off the track. And Brian Roberts continues to torment Mariner pitching. He's got a 3-hit night, 3 doubles. And let's check out Kerry Capuano, who has the 2 folks who caught the ball down in that right field corner.
Dave, I am the hardest worker in the business tonight, aren't I? I get to hang out with these guys who caught balls, and Carl and Danny are going to campaign for us as to why they deserve the Catch of the Night award. Carl, I know that you've caught some home runs at the Kingdom. Take us through what happened tonight and why you think you might be the guy to win this award.
Well, I've been season ticket holder here since day one, and I haven't caught a home run here yet. I caught probably 20, 25 over there, got 4 Griffeys, but I haven't had any luck over here. And first inning, the ground rule double came up, so I moved on the other side of my daughter, and that was one of the hardest balls I've ever seen hit. And well, it stayed in the mid. Thank God.
Yeah, he kind of snow coned it. That was pretty sweet.
Well, I will lobby for it because it counts for 1 run, and that's the bottom line here.
Very nice work. Now, Danny used to be a right fielder with Western Washington University. Take us through this play, Dave.
Here's Ellison on a line drive by Jay Payton.
All right, now back to Danny, now that we got 2 outs in the inning. So Danny used to be a right fielder with Western, and he's right. Yours didn't count for a run, but barehanded, and I think you stole it from your mom.
I did steal it from my mom, and she's not very happy about it. So I'd have to campaign for that because I did catch it barehanded. I didn't have a glove, and I did steal it from my mom. So that would be my campaign.
Well, we'll award the winner when we come back from this pitching change. Wow, they've campaigned, Dave. It looks pretty good. We'll be right back from Safeco Field. Orioles with the 4-3 lead. 4-3 lead over the M's in the top of the 6th as Eric O'Flaherty is warming up. Now, we each get a vote in this for catch of the night. My vote is going to go with Danny because I know what it's like, Dave, to try to steal something from Mom. That's no easy feat. So she's my vote. Who are you going for?
I'm going with Carl. Carl doesn't look like he was going to get a contract anytime soon. He made an athletic move to reach across and glove it.
He absolutely did. And he's shown me he's actually broken his finger catching a ball in spring trainer. So, Mike, you're our deciding vote. Who do you have?
Well, I'll agree with Dave. And then it was a great backhanded catch hanging onto the rail. But I have to go with Danny. A barehanded catch, and then just her overall excitement and enthusiasm after the catch was fantastic. I'm going to go with her.
All right, guys. So Mike Flowers was our deciding vote, and it went with Danny because of her ability to hang on to it barehanded, though he did give you a lot of props for the backhand. Great job, man. Carl's pretty disappointed, I think. Carl, Danny, thank you so much. Well fought, good campaigning.
Most intelligent fans sit in fair territory.
Ooh!
Ouch! Snap!
Carl, Danny, Karen, thank you very much. 0-2, Eric O'Flaherty is in there to face Nick Markakis, who's 2 for 3, 2 runs knocked in tonight. Oh, by the way, here's Eric Flaherty, the second pitcher of the night. He relieves Felix Hernandez. He's pitched very well this year. Fouled away. Brian Roberts, he is building a house at second base. He's got 3 doubles. Gives him 15 on the season. One and 2 to Markakis. Markakis RBI single in the first, RBI single in the second, and Rob Guillen of extra bases in the first inning. In tight.
You can see Eric, after getting ahead of him, he tried to bury a couple of fastballs in on the hands of Markakis. So far, he's done a nice job against left-handed hitters this year, only hitting 172 off of them.
Fouled away. Markakis has 8 homers coming into today. Hit 16 all of last year, so he's way ahead of last year's pace. Homers and 62 RBIs last season. Here's a 2-2 pitch with 2 outs from O'Flaherty. Count runs full. So hot is on deck if Markakis can continue the inning. Felix Hernandez struck at Corey Patterson, about a 10-pitch at bat, then a double, a line drive out, and here's Markakis drawing a walk. Runners at first and second now for Baltimore. And Mike Hargrove going to go to the right-hander, Sean Green. 4-3 Baltimore here in the 6th. 2 men on here in the 6th. And this year, when you can't be home to watch the Mariners on FSN, check out MLB.tv. Log on to every out-of-market Mariners game live and catch those you've missed on demand, or listen to every radio broadcast live. For more details, visit Mariners.com, where baseball is always on. Felix Hernandez line, not a good one. 5 2/3, 11 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. He did it in 106 pitches. Third pitcher's on tonight for the Mariners. He's Sean Green, making his 10th appearance. Flaherty came on and walked the left-handed Nick Markakis. And now Green is on to face Tejada. Runners go. They got him hung up. Kenji going to run right at Roberts. And Bloomquist, good speed, runs him down.
That was Roberts' fault right there. He faked going. Markakis was running off of him. Helped the Mariners out.
Inning over. Mariners catch a break. Baltimore by 1. Now the Mariners got on the board on our Country Insurance and Financial Services score summary. Ichiro leading off for the 25th time with a home run. Then in the second, some action here started by Willie Bloomquist. Notching a run. Then in the third inning, Kenji Jojima on a 2-2 pitch doubles into the left field corner. Yin scored. And that's what the Mariners have put up thus far. 1 run in each of the first 3 innings. Long drive left field off the bat of Betancourt, and will stay in the ballpark. Run down by Payton. About the end of that last inning.
Well, you can see Roberts in this picture that right here that you're going to see. He's going to take off like he's running, and Markakis, you can see he's looking right at Roberts to see what he's going to do. And as soon as he sees him put his head down and run, he takes off and runs.
And Markakis, Markakis had his head down, and then Roberts knew he was a dead duck.
Well, Markakis knows that because of Roberts and his reputation of stealing bases, that sometimes they'll put a play on and throw at the runner behind, so he wanted to make sure he got down there.
Sure. Here's Bloomquist, who's twice singled to right field. Eric Bedard comes back with a breaking ball to Willie Bloomquist, 1-1. Adrian Beltre expected back the next day or two. Bounced up there, 2-1. Yesterday when Weaver was throwing his simulated game, Beltre wanted to get in there and swing, and John McLaren said we had a man-to-man. Willie takes a strike, and they love the enthusiasm that Adrian Beltre has. He's a real pro. Once he plays a game, They're talking about it's just what we need. You take one off the fist or hit something wrong, that left thumb gets aggravated. That's not going to work. Williams warming up for the Baltimore Orioles. Todd Williams inside. Bedard misses. 3-2 to Bloomquist.
Well, I think the biggest thing with Adrian is he's been swinging the bat so well, and he's so important to this club defensively that when they get him back, it's just so that what you're talking about, Dave, and that is he doesn't get hurt again, and he's healthy and he can stay out there.
Went fishing, and he strikes out. 2 down here in the 6th. 7 strikeouts by Eric Bedard. Two outs here in the home 6th. Brings up Jason Ellison.
Like a golf ball hitting the bottom of the cup. That was like you, all right?
Yeah, another 3-putt. Breaking ball. Misses. Ball 1. Part of the order will be up for Baltimore in the 7th. Strike 1 to Jason Ellison. Jason on the season is 4 for 21. Limited playing time. Ball club's 3-0 in his starts, though. Ripped, but foul. Dart's pitched really well after giving up those 3 runs on 7 hits. Going now 2 2/3, holding the Mariners to just 1 hit. Fastball sent to deep left center field. Ranging over to make the catch is Corey Patterson. 3 up and 3 down. That is 8 consecutive batters retired by Bedard. Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by your Northwest Chevy dealers. See your Northwest Chevy dealers today or visit us online at northwestchevydealers.com. By Pizza Hut. Want more? Get America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit geico.com. Along with Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Glad you could join us. The roof closed here at Safeco Field tonight. First of 3 against the Baltimore Orioles. 4-3 Birds as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Miguel Tejada leads off against Sean Green. First pitch swinging. Here's Betancourt. 1 out. Tejada, Millar, and Huff here in the 7th. There's Kevin Millar, part of that Boston Red Sox World Series championship team a few years ago. 0 for 3 tonight. He struck out his last 2 times up. John Green, sinker ball pitcher. Count evens at 1-1. Green was recalled back on the 23rd of May. Allowed just 2 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. 6 strikeouts. ERA at 2.70.
The Orioles have another left-hander getting loose in the bullpen. Bedard right now with 101 pitches. Hopefully they're close to getting him out of the ball game because he's been awfully tough the last few innings.
Sure has. Retired 8 in a row. John Parrish warming up.
3 of them with strikeouts.
That's right. Last base hit was a Bloomquist. Bloomquist led off with a base hit to right back in 4th. Millar reaches. Well, the Angels taking no prisoners tonight. 12-1. Joel Pinheiro pitching now for the Red Sox. Oakland 3-2. Aubrey Huff 2 for 3 with a strikeout. 1 out here in the 7th.
Garrett Anderson back in the lineup with the Angels. He had a home run tonight, his 2nd.
Well, they're going to be tough. Are they DHing him? Remember we were speculating about that the other day last week when we were down there. We figured the way Willits was playing.
Well, he was playing great.
Yeah,
at the top of the order.
And so DH.
He's in left field today.
How about that? Willits is
DH.
Okay. You get either or. Not a bad deal. Huff ahead 2-0. On the ground, Lopez. There's 1, and that'll be all. Nice play.
Looked like they might have a chance. Betancourt bobbled it a little bit coming across the bag. Aubrey Huff, average speed running.
All right, another hardcore Mariner fan keeping score. Good stuff. Hardcore baseball fan. Pen eraser, no, actually pencil eraser and scorebook. You know how official scores can be sometimes. You write down E4 and then no base hit.
I write it down in pen.
You're bold.
It's not my fault if they don't get it right the first time.
Why you said when I was writing years ago at the New York at the Daily News and everything, that's a base hit. What do you mean? Come on, Red, you're killing me. 1-1 pitch. Little string on him. Melvin Mora is behind Deshaun Green, 1-2. 2 outs here in the 7th.
Oh, Prince Fielder with 20 home runs.
Oof. That young man can hack. Tap foul. You understand Sports Illustrated did a nice feature on him, and I did not know that he and his dad don't have much of a relationship anymore. Certainly he learned a lot about baseball being around it as a kid growing up in clubhouses. 1-2 pitch. That is laced down the line, foul ball. Melvin Mora turning on a pitch very well. Mora and his wife, parents of quintuplets. Can you imagine that?
No. Kind of scary too, really.
Hey, howdy, good nose. We're pregnant. We got 5 of them coming. After he was revived, comma.
Really cuts down on the travel plans.
Yeah. 2-2 tomorrow. Didn't bite. 3-2 with Aubrey Huff on first, and on deck is Ramon Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 2 with an RBI. Felix Hernandez started. O'Flaherty faced one hitter. Green's the third pitcher for the Mariners tonight. Runner goes. And that was ball 4, but it was fouled off. On the Oakland ball game, Mark Ellis is a base hit shy of the cycle. Three-two pitch. Is that foul again? Pesky Oakland A's just a game behind the Mariners starting tonight's action. See the A's again at Oakland starting on July 5th. There's the 3-2 again to Melvin Mora. Betancourt, can he get there? He does. Good range. Inning over. Top of the order coming up for the Mariners in the home 7th. Ichiro, Lopez, and Guillen down a run. Yard was outstanding tonight, particularly after the first 3 innings, Mike.
Well, he was very good. He settled down. We talked about the amount of strikeouts he's had over the course of the season, and he started finding it right here. You can see. Starts punching guys out. Good fastball tonight. See the good breaking ball. Didn't throw too many changeups.
Look at our Geico highlights. Ichiro leading off here in the 7th against a new pitcher, Jamie Walker. Walker, a lefty. He's born and raised in McMinnville, Tennessee, lives in Overland Park, Kansas now. Here's Ichiro, a little flare job that's going to drop in. Base hit. Tying runs the board. Ichiro with his second hit tonight led off the game with a home run.
Well, he doesn't hit this one hard. Jams him. You see him just flip it out into center field.
First pitch to Lopez. Second pitch to Lopez in there for a strike. So quick 0-2 to Lopez. You heard the numbers in the background on Bedard. We'll get those to you. Nothing doing on the pitch out. Sammy Palazzo, the man who waved home Ken Griffey Jr. back in 1995.
Let's see Jose grimace a little bit when he took the first fastball for a strike. Is something that he consciously wanted to do, hitting second, giving Ichiro a chance to run. And he tries to bunt him over.
Lopez 1-2. A little down on himself right now. Cardgrove asked them to move their runner over with the bunt. Swing the bat very well. Stays alive in the pitch from Jamie Walker.
It's not a bad option either to shoot that hole over there on the right side.
Walker was 0-1 with a 2.81 ERA last year against Detroit. Here's Lopez 1-2. Ichiro on first. Mariners down a run. Curveball. Just under the left leg. Carlos Garcia, third base coach. There's Walker's numbers on the season. Pitched in a lot of games. 213 opponent's batting average. Here's the 1-2. Wanted inside. It was too far inside. 2-2.
Bedard was able to get Jose in there earlier with 2 strikes.
Got him looking back in the fourth.
Walker misses with the pitch.
Walker looks like a reliever. Oh, jaw and shaved in a few days. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Hey friends, make sure that you're with us for Friday, June 22nd. Ken Griffey Jr. returns to Safeco Field with the Cincinnati Reds for a weekend series. It's going to be full of special moments. Join us as we welcome Junior back home to Seattle. Good seats still available. Can't be many left though. Mariners.com. Check it out. One out here in the 7th, runner on. And he ends up, he's got a 2-base hit and a run scored tonight.
Another good changeup from Walker.
Chad Bradford, right-hander, warming up for Baltimore. George Sherrill for the Mariners. Here's the 0-1. Jose Guillen. Took a lot off that again.
He's backed up a couple of 78-mile-an-hour changeups.
First time these two guys have gone mano a mano. Missed away, 1-2. There's Bradford warming up. Ichiro led off with a little dunk job. Here's George Sherrill getting tuned up himself. A little dunk job by Ichiro. Strikeout by Lopez. And now Guillen goes down as he fouled it off right into the mid of the catcher Hernandez. 2 outs. Let's see what Raul Ibanez can do. Ibanez still among the leaders. Runners not in scoring position, obviously, right now, but he's had a fine year. Runners in scoring position at 421. That's 6th in the American League, right behind Ichiro. Strike one. Walker's been tough. Hit on the ground and perfectly played right to Brian Roberts. So Ichiro's leadoff base hit goes for naught through 7. Orioles still have a 1-run lead. Down by a run to the Baltimore Orioles and Sports Ultimate Nightly Highlight Show. It's here. The FSN Final Score is the only national show that gives you nothing but wall-to-wall highlights. Catch the FSN Final Score tonight, 10:30 p.m. right here on FSN. Dave Sims and Mike Blowers with you. Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez did not have a good outing. Gave up 4 runs in the first 2 innings. Since then, Baltimore has been held scoreless. Sean Green continues to work. He came on in the 6th. It'll be Ramon Hernandez, Corey Patterson, and Brian Roberts. 8, 9, and 1 for Baltimore. One and 1 to Hernandez. Hernandez with a sac fly in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 3rd, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Mariners picked up a run in the 1st, run in the 2nd, run in the 3rd. Since then, just 2 hits over the last 4 innings. Chris Rietsma throwing, and George Sherrill, the lefty, throwing for the Mariners. Good change of speeds there by Green to pick up a strikeout.
Really not. They haven't been scoring, Dave, but the Mariners are the toughest club offensively to strike out, and they've had 9 of them tonight. So I think it gives you an idea of how good Bedard is and the type of stuff that he brings, because the guys normally don't strike out that much, and they have 9.
Corey Patterson had a double on his ledger tonight. 1 for 3. Corey Patterson, once crown jewel of the Chicago Cubs system. Had a couple of good years that didn't totally pan out for him, and he got moved. Down low. Patterson last year with these Baltimore Orioles hit .276. Banged out 16 home runs. 3-0 pitch. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Patterson wasn't real sure. 1 out, runner on. And Mike Hargrove going to make a move as Brian Roberts makes his way to the plate. Roberts tonight 3 doubles and a walk, a run scored. And he has been impossible to get out tonight. Pretty typical of what he has done over the course of his career against the Mariners. Sean Green's night is over. And here comes George Sherrill. Take a break. 4-3 Baltimore. We're in the 8th at Safeco. Here at Safeco. And tune in Wednesday for In My Own Words featuring Seahawk Josh Brown. He talks about growing up in a small town and competing in gymnastics. Plus, find out what he bought his family after making it in the NFL. In My Own Words with Josh Brown, Wednesday at 7 p.m. on FSN. Here's George Sherrill. A marvelous season for George. Opponent's hitting just $169. He'll face the tough Brian Roberts. He has the highest career batting average versus Seattle among all active players, including tonight. He's 57 for 156, which is a 365 clip. 3 doubles tonight and a run scored. There's that everyday stat. 20 pitchers over the last 4 games. Sherrill throwing across. Keep Patterson close. Patterson 11 out of 13 stealing bases this year. Here's the first pitch to Roberts. Fastball in there for strike. Sherrill's not allowed a run over the last 12 games, total of 9 innings, 22 of his last 23.
Talked about the damage that Roberts has done tonight with the 3 doubles. 344 hitter, left-handed, right-handed is 265.
He's going right after it.
Right. So Mike turns him around to the other side.
Roberts is the front end of a double steal, and He shut it down, got caught up, and was thrown out to end the 6th inning. George throwing harder this year?
I think so. That last fastball, 93 miles an hour.
Not a great spring training, but an outstanding start to this season. One out, runner on, here in the 8th. Now Roberts sees George throw across again. He's ready. Swing, fouled and caught by Kenji Jogan. 2 outs here in the 8th.
You talked about it, Dave. He was just going right after him, all fastballs, all of them away.
So now 2 outs. Here's Jay Payton. Got an RBI tonight. 1 for 3 with a sacrifice. Mariners will have Sexton, Jojima, and Betancourt in the 8th. Bradford continues. Get ready. Fastball. Swing and a miss. Chad Bradford getting ready. Jay Payton, All-American at Georgia Tech, academic All-American there as well. Good heater. Oh, 2 to Payton. 1-run ball game.
George hasn't used the good breaking ball yet. He's basically thrown fastballs away from the hitters.
Play Payton straight away. Jay's been with the Mets, been with the Oakland Athletics. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Pitch out, and Patterson was holding. 1-2. All the runs early tonight. Orioles 1 in the 1st, Mariners 1 in the 1st, Orioles 3 in the 2nd, Mariners back with 1 in the 2nd, and then 1 in the 3rd, and that's it. Tried to paint and just missed. 2-2. Payton, fly ball, right field, Kien, long run, but he makes the catch in fair territory, and that'll do it for the Orioles here in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mariners running out of time, only down by 1. 4-3 Baltimore. We're in the home eighth. It's going to be Richie Sexson, Kenji Jojima, and Unieski Betancourt. And coming up, MasterCard Family Pack night against the Orioles. Actually, afternoon. It's a getaway day, Wednesday. And you get a great deal for $50. 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 Pepsi drinks. Little as $50. Can you beat that? Bring the family to the ballpark this Wednesday. Another U.S. Bank Mariners matinee at 1:35. And for more information, visit mariners.com. New pitcher, 6'5" right-hander Chad Bradford out of Raymond, Mississippi. With the Mets last year, 4-2, 2.90 ERA in 70 games. 2 on, nobody out for Oakland. That's in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bradford this year, his 31st appearance. A lot of work. Comes from down under. And first pitch strike to Richie Sexson. Big adjustment. You don't see a guy like this all the time, and after everybody else be coming up over the top, there's Sexson popping one up. And that's going to stay in the infield. 1 out as Roberts makes the play.
Well, you're right, Dave. It's about where you're picking the ball up, and you're so used to your eye level being a little bit higher, and this guy is throwing basically submarine way down low. The other thing, if he throws his fastball, he's got some pretty good movement on it. It'll be tough to elevate that pitch. Somebody can get a hanging slider and knock it out of here.
Here's Kenji Jojima. Reached this first 2 times up. Got a base hit to center. Later scored. Got an RBI double in the 3rd. 2 for 3. Good movement on that fastball. 0-2.
And you can see he doesn't throw hard. Around 80 miles an hour with his fastball.
More of a specialist, but he's made more appearances than anybody on the staff. His 31st game. Walker made his 28th appearance. Baez has made 27.
I think throwing from down under like that is pretty easy on your arm.
He just stays alive.
You can see his knuckles about hit the ground right here. See how close that is.
Wow.
I'll guarantee you there's times when he's actually hit the ground as low as he's getting. Great shot right there.
One and 2 to Jojima. Betancourt on deck. Swing and a miss, got him. 2 outs in the 8th. Betancourt 1 for 3. That extended his hitting streak to 16 games. Season average up close to 300. Been on a major tear. With 327 during the month of May. Looks like a strike. During the hitting streak, entering tonight's action at 357 pace. Fouled away. Bradford on the season has not given up a home run, and now 23 2/3 innings.
Will be interesting as if the Orioles still have the lead in the 9th. If Chris Ray will come in to close it for him. He was the one that gave up the home run to Guerrero.
Line drive, base hit, right field. Yuli Betancourt is second base knock this evening. There's Willie Blomquist, who has 2 base hits this evening.
This is a slider, leaves it up in the zone. I think sometimes Off the guys that throw from down under like that, the breaking ball is a little easier pitch to hit if you can stay on it. It's just tough to do much with that fastball with the sink that it has.
Well, John Parrish, lefty, getting ready for Baltimore. Down low to Willie Bloomquist. Bloomquist 2 for 3. 2 singles to right and a strikeout. The all important runners in scoring position category. Orioles tonight 3 for 9. They've left 10. Mariners 2 for 11. They've left 7 on base.
Well, Willie can find a way to get on right here. Mike might go to Ben Broussard. I'm sure that's why Parrish is up right now. Something that, a little chess game between Perlazo and Hargrove at this point. He sends Ben up there.
2 outs here in the 8th. And a 1-run ball game. First of 3 against the Orioles here in Safeco. Missed outside. 2-1.
Vidro is also on the bench. Beltre's there, but I doubt they would want to use him right now with the way his wrist is and trying to get his thumb straight.
Two and 1 to Bloomquist. Bottom of the 8th inning action. Willie with his 3rd base hit to right field. Betancourt's going to steam into 3rd. Runners at the corners. 2 outs here in the home 8th for the Mariners.
It will be Ben. Ben's coming out. No pitch hit for Ellison.
Ben Broussard coming on. Pinch hit for Ellison. Betancourt, great wheels, gets the 3rd, no problem. Broussard, the leading pinch hitter for the Mariners. He's 3 for 8 on the season. He's got that pinch hit home run against Shields of the Angels back in late April. Got 5 runs knocked in. Meanwhile, Boston escapes a bases loaded, nobody out situation. They head to extra frames. Sam Perlazo going to make the move. And John Parrish will come on. Little intrigue building here. Home 8th at Safeco and a 1-run Orioles lead. Three, 2 outs, bottom 8. Mariners have runners at the corners. New pitcher is John Parrish, a left-hander. 26th appearance. He's given up 1 home run. Ben Broussard was announced as a pinch hitter, but now Mike Hargrove is going to lift Broussard and bring in Jose Vidro, and this will be Vidro's first pinch hit appearance this season. So Uni Betancourt, he's at third. He got a 2-out base hit, as did Willie Bloomquist. Willie 3 for 4 tonight.
Well, Jose has hit .327 against left-handed pitchers this year.
Here's a guy that, here's his numbers, career pinch hitter. And we talk about it every day, Mike. Here's a guy that always finds a way to put the ball in play. Big spot here. 19,090, 19,090 on hand here at Safeco with the roof closed.
Not afraid to hit the ball the other way, and there's a huge hole over on the right side with Willie at first base.
Ball 1. Betancourt, the tying run at third. Bloomquist, the lead run at first. 90 feet away from a tie. Here's Willie B. Here's the 1-0 to Vidro.
Took a shot at it. See, that pitch was away from him, and nice swing, just a little bit late. You could tell he was taking a shot at that right side.
Millar holding on Bloomquist. There's the hold. See Roberts favoring for a bag up the middle. 1-1 to Jose Vidro. Vidro, 18 runs knocked in on the season. There's Adrian Beltre. Beltre's going to Beltran come in, play third base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Up high.
There's a lot of room for hits out there. The outfield is playing pretty deep right now. The reason why is they don't want to give up a double. Willie will score on a double easily from first with his speed, so they're going to play it pretty safe. So there's some room out there for some base hits.
Dunker will do it. 3-1 pitch. Up the middle. Gets through. Tie ball game. Jose Vidro. Little bleeder through the infield. And the score's tied at 4.
You can see he hits it right back over the mound. Roberts wouldn't have had a play either way, even if he comes up with that. He's not going to get Willie. See Betancourt coming home to score on it, and he's happy about it. Tied ball game.
Here's Ichiro now, and Vidro comes out for pinch runner. Beltre goes in to run. He'll stay in the game. Now Ichiro with the lead run, 2 outs at second base. Strike 1 to Ichiro, and this has been the type of season it has been for the Baltimore Orioles. In our conversation before the game with Sam Perlaza, they have lost a ton of games 2 runs or fewer.
Well, they're 6-13 in 1-run games.
Bloomquist at second. Ichiro looks at a strike, and he's in an 0-2 hole.
And now with the score tied, you can see the outfield moves way up, trying to cut down the run if there is a base hit.
Bloomquist, good speed. Ichiro 0-2 pitch, missed away. 1-2.
With Willie's speed, and there being 2 outs, I think he can still score, and I'm pretty sure that Carlos Garcia will send him with 2 outs.
And you're at home, sure, in a tie ball game. Phillies don't look to get a good jump, get a good lead. 1-2 to Ichiro. You got a heck of an eye because you can hear the fans here going, whoa, 2-2.
But he was about the same spot as the second strike that was called on him.
Ichiro led it off for the Mariners with a home run. 25th time he's done that in his career. Got a base hit in the 7th inning. Mariners trying to go 4 games above 500 for the first time this year. Fouls it off to stay alive. Ichiro at 27 runs knocked in on the season.
JJ starting to crank it up just in case they score the run.
There's JJ, a perfect 13 for 13. John Parrish, 4th pitcher for the O's tonight. 2-2 to Ichiro. Base hit left field. Bloomquist is going to score. Mariners take the lead at 5-4. Beltre is held at third. Ichiro comes through and the Mariners have a 5-4 lead.
Well, Parrish just stayed away the whole time. Everything hard, away. And Ichiro slapped his ball into left field. He did not change his pitching pattern at all. You can see that pitch is up. And in that area right there, Willie scores easy. They don't cut it off. Adrian, you can see Carlos Garcia stopping him at the last minute. It's a slide so he can get back to third.
Runners at second and third now. Jose Lopez. See Uni and Jose Vidro. Big contributors in this big 8th inning.
It's 4 hits in a row with 2 outs to give the Mariners the lead.
Lopez got a couple of insurance tallies out there. 5-4 Seattle. Bottom 8 with JJ Putz throwing in earnest now. Big time clutch hitting here by the M's. 2 down. Vidro got one that just get through the middle portion of the infield, and then Ichiro slaps one down the left field line. Vidro with the big pinch hit. 3 of the 5 Mariner runs tonight have come with 2 outs. Vidro, look at that, 18 of the last 29 with 2 outs. That is really good. Mariners second only to Detroit in batting. A little late inning lightning here. 2 put up on the board in the 8th. Parrish 1-1 to Lopez. Runners at second and third. Sent to right field. That'll get it done. Beltre scores. Ichiro scores. Lopez digging for 2. He's in with a double. 7-5 Mariners.
That's the 5th 2-out hit in a row in this inning. Jose Lopez, who's been hot lately, does a nice job right here. The team in general has done a great job hitting within his scoring position. You can see he just slaps it down the right field line. Ichiro scores easy on that. We'll see how they want to play it with Jose Gain at the. Oh yeah, they're going to walk him so that the lefty can be back on Raul.
Big 4 spot put up here in the home 8th. And all with 2 outs. Sexton led off, hopping up to the second baseman. Jojima struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Betancourt single to right. Bloomquist single to right. Broussard was announced as a pinch hitter for Ellison. Orioles made a move to bring in Paris, so Vidro pinch hit for Broussard. Base hit up the middle, run scores. Ichiro comes up, double. Another run scores, and then Lopez delivers a 2-run double. And the Mariners have 4 runs in, and now they walk Guillen.
Well, they have to walk Guillen. I guess Lefties is hitting .421 this year coming into the ball game. Problem is they didn't have much of a bargain because Raul's at .306.
And a big runners in scoring position guy too. Top 5 in the league. So runners at first and second. Up high, ball 1. Ibanez tonight is 0 for 4. But Raul on the season is 6th in the American League runners at scoring position with a .421 batting average. There's the big number there. 4 runs and a 2-run lead now for the Mariners. That misses away. (7-4). Mariners on top. Swing and a miss. Things are percolating so quickly that the scoreboard out in left field is a beat behind. Left fishing again. 2-2. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Ninth hitter at the plate right now. Had to sneak a fastball by Raul. He'd have nothing of it. AJ Putz, he'll be ready to go after save opportunity number 14 in a matter of moments, depending on what Raul Ibanez does. 2-2. Put it in play. Roberts has the out, but in the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. Mariners take the lead 7-4. Here comes the big guy. Numbers, one being the 8th inning, the other magic number 5. 5 straight base hits by the Mariners, and they come with 2 outs.
They not only come with 2 outs, but you'll see the majority of them. That's the one that's up the middle. All the rest of them are the other way. Guys hitting the ball the other way. So Ichiro hits this one down the left field line.
A lot of smart hitting tonight.
And then Jose does the same thing, hits one the other way, down the right field line.
Smart hitting.
All of those hits you just saw, where there was 2 outs and nobody on. Mariners rally it back.
4 runs on 5 hits, and they left 2. And here's J.J. Putz going for save op number 14 in a row. First pitch to Markakis, strike 1. Markakis was a real pain in the first part of the game. Base hit in his first couple of at-bats. Willie Bloomquist moves from third to center. Beltre in at third. J.J. quickly ahead, 0-2. J.J. Putz, what more can you say? A .138 opponent hitting against him.
See, he's perfect in the save opportunities. ERA under 1.5.
Markakis 1 for 4 against J.J. 1 out. J.J. Putz, 2 outs to go. Tough hitter coming up, Miguel Tejada. Tejada, 0 for 5 career against J.J. Putz. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 1-0 to Tejada. 1-1.
It's really been smart pitching by JJ, being aware of what's going on. He knows the different save opportunities you can get put in, but with a 3-run lead, he typically comes in and just fires fastballs, trying to throw strikes. He'll throw a few more splits and breaking balls if he has to protect 1 run. See, after the strike, comes right back with his split. But he'll make him earn it. Talked about him earlier over the weekend. Not walking many guys, just 4 walks on the season.
That's extraordinary. 2-1 pitch. Betancourt got it. Step, fire, 2 outs.
JJ goes right back to his fastball. He missed with the breaking ball. Goes right back to his fastball, throwing strikes. Nice play by Betancourt. You think it hasn't been frustrating for the Orioles? Look at Tejada.
Miguel 0 for 6 against J.J. Putz. Kevin Millar 1 for 4 career against J.J. Putz. 3-run Mariner lead after the big 4-run 8th. A little geeked on that one, right? 95. Ball 1. Millar tonight struck out twice, popped up and walked. D-Reg 1. This could be a takeoff point for the Seattle Mariners, who've won 9 of the last 13 games. 1-1 to Millar. Up high. 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Mariners had trailed all night till that bottom of the 8th inning. 4 runs, 5 hits, and it all came with 2 outs. 2-1 to Millar. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
talked about the Mariners and what they've done with men in scoring position this year. And today, coming into the game, hitting .306 as a team, which is outstanding. And then they go 5 for 15, and most of those hits coming late, as you were talking about, Dave.
Well, 19,090 on their feet and loving it. 2-2 to Millar with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from J.J. Putz. 3-2. On deck is Aubrey Huff. Huff is 1 for 2 career against J.J. Here we go. 3-2 to Millar. 2 outs. Fouled away. Millar's a battler. 5 for 10 when the count is full. J.J. Putz going for his 14th consecutive save. 14 for 14 is what he's looking for. 3-2 to Millar. Ground ball. Beltre. Ball game. Hey now. The Mariners, for the first time, are 4 games over 500 in this 07 season. A wonderful comeback win against the Baltimore Orioles, 7-4.
Well, you're right about it being wonderful to come back and win this game. With the Angels winning, they keep pace tonight. So that's the good news with them. And a lot of clutch hitting. One up pinch hit, base hit by Vidro to keep things going there in the 8th inning.
Final score tonight. Mariners win it 7-4. Coming up, an incredible win. We'll give you the breakdown. Kruger's going to talk about Felix and what to expect from Jeff Weaver coming up this weekend. Stay with us, everybody. The Mariners have won 10 of their last 14 games.